Equal access to justice for refugees.
Meet Hafran, fleeing violence, chaos and strife in Syria. Rajesh, running from persecution in Pakistan. And Angel, leaving her home and family for the fear of kidnapping from militant groups in southern Sudan. These faces represent the 25.9 million refugees globally. Imagine, for just a moment, when you were a child, doing the things all children love to do. Playing soccer in the street with friends, eating sweets from the corner store and spending time with your family. Then, one day, you're hugging your mother and sister under the stairs of your home as bombs fall on your neighborhood. Parts of your home are destroyed and your neighborhood, once vibrant and full of life, turned to rubble. This is an all too familiar story for asylum seekers fleeing to Australia to find safety, security and freedom. In 2018, Australia was home to over 56,000 refugees from around the world. These are people from different cultures, with different languages, traditions and diverse legal systems. As I am sure you can imagine, and as I am sure some of you have personally experienced yourself, navigating a new country with a new language and culture and way of doing things can be an overwhelming and confronting experience. Then, imagine having a legal issue, having little English, and trying to navigate the system with minimal support. It's like a fish trying to swim upstream, nearly impossible. And I hope that now you see the need that we see. We see a legal system that is difficult to navigate. Refugees need lawyers, legal representation and legal advice, just like you and me. They need help navigating the legal system, understanding their rights, and most importantly, knowing how to defend their own rights. That is why we began to think about how we could break down the barriers that make the legal system so difficult to penetrate for refugees. We think that legal information and services should be accessible at their fingertips. We believe that language barriers should not be a barrier. And we know our solution is going to mitigate many of the unnecessary barriers so that refugees in Australia can get the legal help they need.
Through identifying the key problems and struggles which are experienced by refugees upon arriving in Australia, we were able to gain a deeper understanding of how our service could be tailored to effectively assist in combating these challenges that refugees face, that ultimately prevent them from settling into their new lives in Australia. By providing greater educational resources, legal advice and systems which are inclusive and diverse, our service allows simple and efficient access to important services and information which can help alleviate some of the stresses caused by the pains we have identified. Many of the current systems and services generally provide limited access to a variety of languages and legally trained interpreters. These services can be complex to navigate and often offer ineffective support. Our service aims to innovate the current systems by providing resources, information and support designed to specifically target problem areas which will ultimately aim to satisfy the needs of refugees to live in a safe and secure life in Australia.
To develop a solution that allowed for refugees to be offered equal legal access, we initially began by brainstorming collective ideas concerning whether current inequality at law exists. The trend showed that language barriers and therefore the inability to comprehend the law were the biggest obstacles for refugees when accessing justice. By considering the perspectives of refugees and the sentiments of fear and confusion they may experience when seeking justice in a new country, we were able to formulate ideas to create alternative solutions to provide positive experiences. Additionally, by using design thinking processes, we were able to funnel our focus ideas to conclude upon a solution. LARA allows refugees to connect with multilingual lawyers who can interpret the law where ambiguity exists, allowing refugees to understand the processes involved with solving their legal disputes. This solution was chosen as we believe it encourages a simpler and more welcoming environment for refugees to access justice, as lawyers can work with them and ensure they are understanding the legality associated with their disputes. Our solution also has the potential to be innovated, for instance into a mobile phone application, reaching a wider target audience and therefore constantly evolving to meet client needs. Ultimately, through funneling our ideas and using design thinking processes, we have created a solution that strives to ensure refugees can access justice freely.
The business model canvas is used to visualize how our value propositions will be delivered in order to create a successful final product. We first unveiled who our key customers were, where we recognized a predominant focus on assisting refugees that are struggling with coming to grasp of the Australian legal system or that have legal issues and need further assistance. This is where we bring multilingual lawyers into our service, ones that are willing to share their expertise and answer legal questions or assist refugees with their legal issues, which follows into the value proposition of our design, creating effective connections between lawyers and refugees, ultimately increasing the accessibility of justice and decreasing the level of complexity behind the legal system. This will be achieved through our website Lara, which is catered specifically to refugees' needs and wants. We aim to channel with our customers through advertising in public areas where refugees are likely to be present and through the use of social media. We will also gain recognition through the connections of our key partners by holding presentations in law firms that work closely with refugees or connect with lawyers and refugee organisations personally. In regards to how we will create revenue, certain features of the website will be accessible free of charge, such as the question bank and free legal services. However, if a refugee is seeking a lawyer, they can be provided at a fixed rate with the legal fees subsidised and paid in instalments at a later date. These fees will also include a certain fixed rate that contributes to our maintenance and advertisement costs. There is also the option to apply for pro bono, albeit at the lawyer's discretion. Through unveiling these building blocks of the business model, we were able to distinguish the cost of our service, with the heftiest being paying the remainder of the subsidised fees of the lawyers and the multilingual translation of legal information. Lesser costs include labour, website maintenance, and advertisement costs. It is important to note that Lara has a key focus on ensuring that the refugees are the ones to significantly advantage from our service. Whilst we need to have some form of revenue to ensure that Lara remains successful, we are not strictly profit-oriented. Hence, we will aim to gain a proportion of our revenue through donations and connections with refugee organisations.
Lara, Legal Assistance for Refugees Australia. Amongst the many barriers that restrict individuals' access to justice, language barriers, financial constraints, and accessing information remain perhaps the most debilitating. At Lara, we believe that everyone is entitled to just and equal opportunity at accessing and utilising the law. 10,000 Australians self-represent in a year. How can refugees do this in a language and system they are yet to understand? The Lara website has adopted a simple, user-friendly style to allow users to feel at ease when approaching their first steps of a very daunting and confusing journey. The Lara website features multiple different languages, allowing for many different native language speakers to access the service. Lara offers a no hidden cost policy with subsidised fixed rates payable through personalised payment options. At Lara, we get that not everyone can access technology, therefore we strive to make our services available in more avenues than just online. How does Lara work? See for yourself at www.lara.com.au.
Welcome to Lara. We provide a number of important legal services for refugees. If you click on this little language icon, you can see we have several languages available here. These are the most spoken languages among refugees in Australia. Let's take a look. If we click on Arabic, we can see the website is entirely in Arabic now. Let's go back to English and have a look at the features. The first service we provide is connecting and matching you with the right lawyer for you. All you need is to answer a quick questionnaire so we can filter the results based on your language, legal problem, financial circumstances, and other relevant details. In certain circumstances, we are also able to provide you free legal assistance. Just click apply and fill a simple form. We also provide a directory of important external resources, like links to organizations, government websites, and legal interpretation services. If you just started your life in Australia and feel disconcerted by the complex legal landscape, we have put together a getting started guide for you, where you will learn more about the Australian legal system, your rights and obligations as an Australian, and how to protect them. Finally, if you have a general question, you can post it and get an answer from a lawyer for free. Alternatively, you can browse our generally asked questions. If you would like to help, please donate through the website, or if you are a lawyer or a legal firm, you can join us to build better lives and stronger Australia. For feedback, we talked with several refugees about our prototype, Overwhelmingly, they liked our idea to provide legal information and advice in their first language, and many said they would feel much more at ease and supported that way. Some, however, wanted everything to be free. But once we told them about how legal work is actually ridiculously expensive with no indication of the cost prior to the legal service, they were very convinced that knowing what they are going to pay and having the option to pay a reduced amount in installments would actually make access to justice much more affordable.
As a group, we emphasise the importance of creating a service which has the potential to be innovated further. This was discussed through the idea of what we call a multi-step solution. The potential for a multi-step solution was suggested with the ultimate goal of creating a model consisting of various helpful resources and solutions that, when combined, aim to effectively reach a broader audience. We discussed the idea in the sense of having an initial information pamphlet in multiple languages which can be given to refugees upon arrival in Australia. With the help of immigration services, this would provide refugees with the key information they need to be informed about where legal assistance can be accessed, while also providing a link to our service, Lara. Additionally, there is also potential to introduce an internal translation team who can assist with the interpretation, which is currently being outsourced. A benefit of the multi-step solution is that it has the ability to increase our clientele and potential stakeholders. Not only will it grow the amount of refugee clients by advertising our service through additional platforms such as the pamphlet, but will also expand the amount of lawyers required, strengthen relations with immigration services, and create a new relationship with interpreters. These are all important foundational factors we have considered, which gives our service the ability to continue to innovate and grow in the future.